I've heard it, you've heard it, we've all heard it. It's the song of the summer. Yes, I know it's October. I don't care. Sherma has changed my brain chemistry. Hit it! So we're obsessed, but what's the story? What's going on with this viral hit? In this video, I'm going to take you through all the ins and outs of Sherma's song and how Team Cherry composed this masterpiece in the first place. And actually, wait, hold on a second. What the heck is that? What is Sweet Sherma using to elicit that steady rhythm that brings so many of us such joy? I mean, Hollow Night Silksong is literally jammed full of bells. It's got all kinds. The regular ass jingle bells, like the ones that bonk you in the Bellheart tunnels. Or those big bing bong ones that play the Dies Irae motif when you sit at a really important bench. And even the really weird ones like Pavo's Tintinnabulum. Don't worry, I'll make a whole other video on that one. So what then does Sherma have? I have two ideas. One based on looks, and another one based on sound and also kind of looks. Okay, the first thing it could be, consider this 14th century teardrop-shaped Crotal bell. Or this one, also from the 14th century. I don't know, looks kind of similar. Also, Crotal bells are just this huge umbrella term for a lot of different kinds of small bells from back in the early Middle Ages. These were super common back in the day, and you would attach these to a horse's harness, and they would kind of alert people that would live along ye old country road when a rider was coming on down. And you know, sometimes these horses would be hauling deliveries. Maybe they would be passing along a message. Or maybe they would be perhaps going on a pilgrimage? Who's to say? These bells definitely alerted others to their bearers' presences, just like Sherma's does. But their ringing mechanism is on the inside, whereas Sherma has his little tool he uses, which looks like some kind of Bronze Age pin, perhaps? Now, obviously, this pin and that bell don't come from the same time period at all. But Silksong heavily features both bells and pins aplenty, so I don't think it's out of the question to give Sherma one of each. Back then, IRL, between like 1500 and 1200 BCE, something like this could have been used to like pin clothing or skewer meat. Again, two things that are on brand for Silksong. Also something to consider, this 10th century Crotal bell from Panama. I mean, the color and the shape definitely match Sherma's instrument. But you wouldn't really ring these Crotal bells by like whacking them with the looped end of a pin. I mean, I guess you could, and maybe Sherma was just an instrumental innovator. Who am I to judge? But there is another instrument that I think could be coming into play here, and that is my second big idea. This is a handheld bell tree. I know it doesn't look quite as perfectly similar as those teardrop Crotal bells, but listen to the sound it makes. I don't know, strong contender. And you would play this the same way that Sherma plays his instrument. Also, on the Wikipedia page for the bell tree, it says that the band Rush uses one, like not a handheld one, a big one, in the video for their song, The Trees, on the live version of their album, Exit Stage Left. And yep, it's in there. Also, I was thinking if you pop one of those little bell slices off of the bell tree, that's Sherma's hat, bitch. Additionally, I was looking into the etymology of Crotal bell, as one does, and the root word is similar to Crotalis, which are a kind of antique symbol. And just look at them. Not dissimilar from Sherma's hat either. One final piece I found really interesting while looking into all this bell stuff was that many ancient bells, like this one from around 800 BCE in Greece, were used as votives, aka devotional gifts to the gods. People would hang them in trees or place them in shrines, but once those areas were too full of bells and they needed to make room for more, they would ceremonially bury them to make room. Obviously, this made me think of Silksong, which seems to take place underground, and which tasks the player with ascending upwards towards the surface. Does all of Silksong just take place in the ground beneath one of these shrines where people have buried a shit ton of holy bells and then claimed by bugs underground like Sweet Sherma who are in desperate need of a hat and an instrument? I don't know, but it's kind of fun to think about. And honestly, I could go on, but I'll cut myself off for brevity's sake. All of this to say is that Sherma is either playing a smoothed out handheld beltry or smacking a teardrop Crotal bell with some kind of old ass pin. Whatever he's using, my man's got talent. Okay, so now that we understand what the heck Sherma is playing, what the heck is Sherma playing? You know, like, what's the song? Well, I thought I had it figured out because one of my very lovely and wonderful French chatters noticed that Sherma's song sounds remarkably similar to a French nursery rhyme. As a French person, this is Une souris verte, a kid song inspiration. Is it actually? Big if true. Hold on.
Une souris verte qui courait dans l'herbe. Je l'attrape par la queue, je la montre à ces messieurs. Ces messieurs me disent, trempez-la dans l'huile, trempez-la dans l'eau, ça fera un escargot tout chaud.
My mind is blown! I'm freaking out. 137 million views. I can't believe it! I mean, it's uncanny. It totally fits. And even listening to Sherma sing before knowing about Une souris verte, I even said that I thought Sherma sounded French. He kind of sounds French. But then, some folks from Team Cherry wandered into my chat room. First, Leth popped by, and he does marketing and publishing for Team Cherry. I, of course, was talking his ear off about Sherma, so he went and fetched the sweet and lovely Junibo. Junie for short. Yeah, she voices Sherma. Fun fact, she voiced Cloth in the first game. Cloth, get him. Cloth, 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 Cloth. Thanks, Cloth. And she voices Eva in Silksong. She apparently also gave Scrounge a go, but once she tried it, Team Cherry heard and was immediately like, oh no, you are definitely Sherma. With Leth and Junie in my chat, I was basically going full journo mode. Before I started streaming, I did work in magazine journalism for 6 or 7 years after all. I asked them how Sherma's tune came to be, and they actually said it wasn't based on that French nursery rhyme. Like, at all. Leth just wrote a simple melody and then he passed it off to Junie and asked her to make it sound more French. Why? Because in addition to voicing some characters in the game, she's also Silksong's French localizer. And I gotta say, this made me feel super validated because it means I was right on the money when I said that I thought that Sherma sounded French. Also, hi, hello, editor's note here. I also did want to mention that the lyrics and melody of Sherma's song don't have any lore significance. They just wanted to give our little man a sweet, innocent little French song to add to his character of being the most earnest pilgrim in the whole wide world. And I gotta say, it worked. That French gibberish, it got me good. Obviously, you can get some actual lyrics if you whip out the needle-in, but I won't spoil those. I'll let you see them for yourself. So in reality, Sherma's song is just a French twist on one Team Cherry employee's original tune. Even though Junie grew up with that Une souris verte nursery rhyme, she didn't write Sherma's melody that matches it. Leth did, who didn't even know that French kids song. All Junie did was change the lyrics to Frenchify it. Somehow we ended up with some sort of convergent composition where Sherma's song sounds like that French nursery rhyme and is being sung by a voice actor who knows it, but it was written by someone who never knew it in the first place. Crazy stuff. So there you have it. The story of Sherma's song. Thanks for watching. I have a bunch more of these little Silksong videos planned, but if there's one in particular that you'd like me to dive into, please let me know. This game is dense and full of fun little mysteries to unravel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!